There are few more concepts which you are supposed to know. One is LED. What is LED means? Light emitting diode. So in a circuit, if you connect with a PN junction, this is a PN junction. Okay. Now when this PN junction is connected in forward biasing, so this P-type semiconductor will have more number of holes. Alright, and this N-type semiconductor, these are all holes. N-type semiconductor will have major charge carrier is electrons. So here, this N-type semiconductor, when you dope, you use pentavalent elements. Remember, this silicon had 4. When you dope it with pentavalent, you will have, for the covalence bond formation, you have got 5 electrons here, so 1 free electron is there, So more number of atoms, more number of free electrons, and this is doped with trivalent elements. Okay. So in the previous classes we have discussed that in this region there is a depletion layer formation is there. So basically what happens is, these are all holes, you can call them as positive because positive charges are more here. These are electrons. So when they push over from this side to this side, what happens is a process of recombination happens. But in the process, some more electrons push over this side and some more holes push over other side. Okay. This conduction happens when you connect this with a battery or connect with a power source. So let us say here we have connected this P-type with the higher potential, N-type with the lower potential. So which type of biasing is this? This is forward biasing. Okay. This is forward biasing. So in forward biasing, there will be a flow of current. Basically the flow of current means electrons are moving from this side to this side in this fashion, and you are taking the current conventional direction from higher potential to lower potential. We are calling the current flow is in this direction. So here when this recombination happens, some holes will be filled up by the electrons, but what will happen when this there is a concept of barrier potential I told you here, okay, because this side of the diode becomes negatively charged because of the movement of some electrons, and because of the movements of hole on the other side there will be a positive charge towards this N-type. So there is a potential gap between these two. We have called this as barrier potential. So when you connect this to an external source, this, let us say this potential difference is V. V has to be more than VB, V has to be more than VB for any conduction to happen. If V is less than VB, no conduction will happen. Now, see, we have discussed this point that this is our valence band and this is our conduction band. Okay. So suppose there is an atom, this is the nucleus, and let us say here there are 2 electrons, here there are 4 electrons. Okay. Now these are valence electrons. When you give some energy to this, these become free electrons. Okay. So these free electrons will have more energy than this valence electrons. That is evident here also. If this is the energy graph, you see conduction band. Conduction band means the electrons which have become free. So here the energy levels are more compared with the valence band electrons. What is the band? This is the band means this is the range. Okay, let us say this is 2 volt to 2 joules to 3 joules. I am just giving some example. So the conduction band electrons are in the range of 2 joules to 3 joules. This 0.5 joules to 1.5 joules. So more energy is provided, they go to the conduction band. Alright. So suppose they fall back. When they fall back, what will happen? They will emit. See, this is the energy difference, forbidden energy gap. So from electron from here to here, if it comes, remember that Bohr's postulate? In Bohr's postulate we have studied that. So you have, this is the ground state, first excited state, second excited state. From here to here, if the electron is coming, it is emitting photons, because the energy levels of the third level is more than the energy levels of the second shell. So that balance of energy is emitted as a photon. Okay. So photon means it will have its own frequency, right? So just recollect what we have discussed over there. Now here what happens when you increase this potential difference, initially some will cross over, but when you increase the potential further, these electrons will move over this depletion layer. There is a depletion layer over here. These electrons will pass on. What they will do? See, this is trivalent, this is pentavalent. So here holes are there already. So here these free electrons, see, when you give more energy, what will happen? They will break their valence. They will come out of their valence shell and they will become, more electrons will become free now. So these free electrons will occupy the valence shell of this side of atoms. Okay. So what happened basically? So from conduction band, they have fallen back to the valence band. So in this process, as I have shown here, they will emit photons. So every light has its own frequency, has its own wavelength. So depending upon the frequency, you will see that particular color of light. You want red light has got its own frequency and wavelength. See what this will emit. We have discussed this. What is the energy of that? Energy gap delta E is equal to Planck constant multiplied by frequency of the light, right? So this frequency of the light is decided by this energy gap. Okay. So this is the concept behind the light emitting diode. Let us discuss a couple of points about solar cells. Okay. What does a solar cell do? It converts light energy into electrical energy. A solar cell basically converts light energy into electrical energy. You must have seen near your roads and all that, nowadays solar cells operated street lights are put. Now how actually it works? So it is like this. The construction is like this. There is a P-type semiconductor here. There is a N-type semiconductor here. Okay, so this is the roof part. Okay, so here as if I don't write this. Okay, I just wanted to show that there is a P-type, there is an N-type, and on top of this, for conduction purpose, they keep metal fingers. Okay. Now, in the P-type, you have more holes, right? The thickness of P-type is more when compared with the thickness of the N-type. So this is in the order of 300 micrometer and this is in the order of 0.3 micrometer. So basically we need to understand this thing that in the solar cells we have seen, we have to move electrons from the N-type towards P-type, so that they occupy the, from conduction band to the valence band we have to do. In solar cells, in the light emitting diode, what we have done, we have used a battery, or we have used a battery. So here we will use the sunlight. Alright. So this is P-type semiconductor, this is N-type semiconductor. So there will be a formation of depletion layer here, right? There will be a formation of depletion layer here. So basically depletion layer means when you have this P-type and N-type like this, so here there are more holes, and here there are, let us say here there are more electrons. I am showing you the different symbol. This is pentavalent, this is trivalent. So some holes will fill this, some electrons will fill this holes, right? These electrons will try to push over this side. In that process they will combine with the holes, and what will happen? They will just fill the hole, okay? So this electron, let us say it is filling this, so I will write here, okay? So here there is a gap now. There is a gap here, alright? So you can see there is a small region here. So some holes may be left over this side, and some electrons may be pushed over to this side. So there will be a negative charge here, there will be a positive charge here. So you will have a barrier potential here. So we have to bring this electron from this side to this side. Earlier we have used a battery, now we are using the sunlight. Now here we need to understand that the conduction is happening first with the electrons which are close to the depletion layer. See, like this, the electrons here will try to cross over here, then this one, then this one, then this one, alright? So that is the reason why this thickness is kept very, very less. This thickness is kept very, very less. I think there is some noise outside on the traffic side, please don't bother that. So there is, this thickness is kept very, very less, because the sunlight has to reach up to this electron, okay? If you keep this thickness very large, what will happen? The sunlight will be effective for this electron, but we want this electron to move towards the P-type, okay? So that is the reason why this thickness is kept. Now here some metal fingers are kept, because semiconductors initially are bad conductors of electricity, okay? So suppose when these metal fingers are kept over here, so electrons which are very, very close to these metal fingers, what will happen? They will stick on to this metal finger, and this whole metal finger, it becomes negatively charged, because this metal finger will have more negative charges, no? More number of electrons will be there on the metal finger. And here in this region where we are showing this N-type semiconductor, what will happen? This is P-type, this is N-type. So when this is coming and hitting, so some free electrons are created. Those free electrons are stick on to this good conductor of electricity. So you have a situation like this, but this is a negative charge, a lower potential, and this side there will be a higher potential. This is P-type, more positive charges here, so it will be at the higher potential. So you can take a wire and you can bring it like this, okay? So you are just, this will behave like a battery. So you can just take it out like this. So this gap what you are seeing is called open circuit voltage, okay? So this is the, so basically what we have to do, basically we have to move the electrons, you know. We have to devise a method where you have to move an electron. So you can use sunlight for that, you can use a battery for that. So if you draw the IV characteristic curve for this is I, this is potential, okay? So initially when this sunlight is falling onto it, there is a open circuit potential. You mark this point, okay? Now there is a gap here. I'll just put a wire here. I'll just put a wire. By putting a wire, what I'm doing, I'm short circuiting it. what am I doing actually? I am short circuiting it. If I put a wire, then there will be a flow of current in this wire. So now tell me, we have seen this PN diode. PN diode was like this. Okay. So this is positive, positive. This is P type. This is N type. This is forward bias. So in a PN diode, the current is passing from the P side to the N side, right? But here you see, this is positive, this is negative. The current is flowing like this. So if you call this current as positive, this current will be negative. So at open current, you will have some current through this wire, short circuit current. All right. So you can instead of wire, you can put that street lamp. You can put a light. You can put a bulb here. When you put a bulb, the bulb will glow. What is bulb? Bulb is basically a resistance, no? Or anything you are putting over, you are putting a fan here, you are putting a TV here, you are putting a refrigerator here. But if you put a refrigerator, you should give sufficient amount of voltage to operate that. Okay? You just simply cannot put whatever you wish to put. But you put a light, you put a fan, solar operated fan, solar operated lights. Basically, you are putting a resistance over here. So the IV characteristic curve will be, you need to simply add this. You need to simply join the lines. So you can see here when the potential is very low, the current is high. When the potential is increasing, the current is dropping. Isn't it? The current is dropping. So this is the concept behind the solar cells. Okay. So the questions are asked on solar cells and LED. That's why I have told this concept to you. Now let us see some previous year questions on this. Now let us look at this question. This question has come in 2016. See, basically in this question 4 graphs are given and they are asking you to identify the device. Okay. So these type of questions, they just test your basics. If you understand what you have studied, you can easily answer them, right? So the first graph, you can see here in the forward biasing side, there is when the voltage is increased, current is increasing. But the graph is shown up to here and then there is no flow of current. That means in reverse bias, it went up to the breakdown voltage and after that it burnt out. So this is a simple diode. Simple diode is your regular PN junction. Okay. Now look at this. So this is able to sustain current in the negative direction even in the reverse bias. So this is the forward bias. This is the reverse bias. Reverse bias means negative voltage only, na? Whatever positive to positive you have connected here. Alright. If you have a PN junction, you connected this to positive and this to negative. Just reverse it like this. What will happen? If this is forward bias, this is your reverse bias. So positive voltage, negative voltage. So you can see here there is a flow of current after the breakdown voltage also. So this is your Zener diode. Okay. Just now we have discussed what is this. This is our solar cell. And what is this? You can see that when the intensity of light is increasing, this is intensity of light. Okay. The resistance is dropping. The resistance is dropping. Why it is dropping? Because there is a valence band, there is a conduction band, and the electron is able to move freely into the conduction band. If it is able to move freely, that means resistance has reduced, right? So this is what? This is a light dependent resistance. Okay. So you have to just fill that. First one he is saying that this is Zener diode. Into lagao. Second one. First one he is saying simple diode. Second one he is saying Zener diode. Third one he is saying solar cell. And fourth one LDR. I have just written in short form light dependent resistance. Okay. So this is right. First one is Zener diode, wrong. First one is solar cell, wrong. Option 2 is the right answer. So just knowing the definition is not enough. You should be able to analyze, and in terms of IV characteristic graph, you should be able to identify the right option. Yeah. Let us see this question. In a common emitter amplifier circuit using an NPN transistor, the phase difference between the input and the output voltages will be. Many times this is asked. It is asked in 2017 GE also. So it is also called CE amplifier. You come across this term CE amplifier. It is common emitter amplifier. Okay. So let us draw the circuit diagram for this. It's an NPN transistor. So this is the emitter side, this is the collector side. Current will flow towards the emitter. Okay. So this is the collector side terminal, and let us say this is connected to a AC source. Okay. And here I give it to the output. So this current will be IC current. Alright. Now this is a AC source. So let us say this is plus and minus. So this is plus and minus. So it's an NPN type. See, when this voltage is increased, what will happen? This current also will increase. See, we have discussed this point that from base to emitter, when the potential gap is 0.6 volt or more, from collector to emitter, the current will flow directly. So if you are increasing the voltage, more current will flow. If the voltage is less than this, no current will flow. Okay. If the voltage is more than this, between VB and VE, I am saying if VBE is more than 0.6 only, 6 volts, the current will flow. If it is less than that, it will not flow. If you are providing more voltage, more current will flow. So what is the V output now? V output is equal to VCC minus I into, there is a load I have kept over here, minus IR. So VCC is constant. Okay. Now when you are increasing this input voltage, what is happening? This I value is increasing. That means minus of something is increasing. So this is fixed. So it is like 100 minus 10. Now 10 became 20. 20 became 30. So 100 minus 30 is how much? 70. 100 minus 20 is 80. So what is happening? Output is dropping, right? So with increase of voltage, output is dropping actually. So the phase difference will be, they are mutually opposite to each other. One is increasing, other is decreasing. Phase difference is 180 degrees. Now look at this question. It has come in 2018 JE. The reading of the ammeter for a silicon diode in the given circuit is. So there is a ammeter which is kept in this circuit. Now what is the circuit? It's a PN diode, right? Positive, positive. It's a forward bias. So current will flow. Now when the current will flow? When the potential difference between these two, because this is silicon diode, it is 0.7 volts. For germanium it is 0.3. It is usually given in the question also sometimes. So 0.7, if the voltage is more than this, it will be able to flow the current. So your current, you need to calculate the current now. So V is equal to IR. What is V here? 3 minus, there is a drop here, 0.3 is equal to I multiplied by resistance. So it is 2.7 divided by 200. Okay. So this is how much? So 2.7 by 2, this is 1.35 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Or look at here, 13.5 milliamps. Shift one decimal this side. This can be written as 13.5 to 10 power minus 3 or 13.5 milliamps. Okay. So we will see some more in the next class. I hope you enjoyed the session.